What is up, A team? Welcome back. Awesome Austin here. Hope everyone's having an awesome day, or not, depending on where you're at, but hope it's awesome. And yes, we are back at it today to talk more about some crypto, to talk more about the markets. Obviously, markets are down just a tad bit. Flat for the most part when it comes to the stock market. The cryptocurrency market is looking a little bit down. Obviously, we had some PMI data come out this morning, which wasn't the greatest. I think a lot of us were expecting the data to show what it showed. I mean, we know that manufacturing's down, services are down, things like that. But the big thing is the FOMC is hedging out here in 2 days. Basically, on Wednesday, we're going to have the FOMC meeting. We're going to know whether rates come down or not. I think a lot of people are pushing for rates to come down. We just don't know. So there's just a lot of fear out there from the FOMC side. We don't know if their interest rates are going to come in or not. We don't know what it's going to actually do to the markets. But we do know that the markets are down. We do know that the markets are bleeding just a little bit. But we saw that. We saw that with the RSI. We saw that on Friday when we were streaming, or I think I might have streamed Saturday. I don't know what day I streamed. Yesterday, whatever day I streamed. We talked about how the RSI was coming down on the dailies. But the weeklies looking good, meaning that we're going to bounce back. There's a lot of news out there. There's a lot of positivity. At least from discussions being had. I mean, there's just a lot of positivity, a lot of tabloids, a lot of articles, a lot of news coming out that's been sort of positive for crypto. So as much as there might be negative things from the FOMC and the rates and the PMI and all that kind of stuff, just realize that there's still a lot of positive things being done behind the scenes that's going to make crypto reach to the next level. So before we jump into everything, I want to say what's up to everyone here. We got F Joe in the house here. What's up, buddy? We got Moto Team. What's up, dude? Tony Punch, Big Watch. What's up, Big Watch, dude? We got Richard, William. Good to see you guys. Deb's in the house here. Ultra Mega. Good to see you guys. Richard. We got Charky. Oh, man. Crypto Keeper. What's up, Joel? 808 Mimis. What's going on? We got Adam in the house here. Evan. I missed you. I'm sorry, dude. I'm scrolling fast. Ian, Chipper, Moist Mike, Forsaken. Appreciate you guys all being here, dude. Tobias. Here we go, man. Here we go. Spain in the house. Tobias. We got people from Spain in the house here. Let's do it, dude. So like I said, we got some good things coming in here. The biggest thing is that the cryptocurrency market is a bit down today. We're about roughly 1% down on the day, as you can see right here. We zoom in on this, 1% down. We continue to trend downward. We did reach above 3 trillion just this last month or this last week, and we come down pretty heavily. I mean, roughly what? Went from like 303 down to 293 now. So Bitcoin continued to go down, but 7-day trend still up 0.4 over the 7 days. Ethereum still up over 2.59 over a 7-day span. XRP coming down just a little bit, 6.52% down from its high on 7 days ago. We do know that the 215 to 210 is kind of like the area where the Fibonacci is telling us that it's a good buy zone. So again, if you're basing your day trades off of the Fibonacci, realize that's kind of where the buy zone is. There's a fair value gap that's between 215 and 210 that we've been staring at for the last, probably 5 days, 6 days now. So again, good opportunities. People are asking where are opportunities to buy. Well, if you're looking to accumulate, those are good accumulation zones. I'm not saying that whether that goes down or not. We don't know if it's going to go down further. It very well could. Tomorrow, the rates could come out and the market, sputters. I don't know. You know what I mean? Typically, when the rates go down, we seem to have some market hiccups. But maybe tomorrow, if we do come in and they do decrease rates, we have a nice little uptick in the market. So it'll be interesting to sort of see how tomorrow plays out. But overall, the markets are down. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. Hbar is down, even though it's up over the last hour, it's up 1.29%. But overall, for the 7-day, we're down 8.34. So very interesting to sort of see where this all playing out today. Let's see. Extra full. What's up, man? Good to see you, dude. Christina, happy Monday to you as well. That one guy, what's up, man? Craig Beats in the house here. What's up, Patrick? Appreciate you guys being here. Yeah. Austin, what do you do about the Veronium VR? I don't know anything about that, Adam. Do not know anything about that. But as you guys can see, the stock market's actually doing okay. I mean, the Dow's up 91 points right now, so not too bad. S&P's down 15 points. I mean, very, very flat. I mean, it might be down, but it's flat. And it says S&P 500 slides for the first time in 10 sessions. I mean, we're saying a slide, which means that we're down 15 points. I mean, 0.27% is nothing compared to all the volatility that we've had over the last, month or two. So I'm not really sweating that. However, this has to do a lot with the forecasting of the PMI that came out today. As you guys know, today was the services PMI, and it said it came in at 50.8 below the 51.4 forecast. The reading marks the 27th consecutive month of expansion, the slowest growth since November of 2023. So we're showing that we're having a little bit slower growth. A lot of that has to probably do to inflation. Some people are even saying it has to do with this stagflation. The results bottom line from the services sector is heightened risk of stalling growth and rising inflation or stagflation. So that's kind of where we're at. I mean, a lot of people are sort of worried about where we're at. Now, that's why we need rates to come down, because we are at this point of stagflation being worse than that of a recession. We do not want to fall into stagflation, which is, again, something why Trump is probably pushing really hard on the Feds to lower the rates so that we can get the ball rolling, because the last thing we want to do is actually fall into stagflation. So again, this is kind of where we're at right now. Not the greatest news, but it wasn't too bad. 50.8 below the 51.4 forecast. So anytime we miss a forecast, the markets seem to follow that. But that's kind of where we're at today with that. Like I said, Wednesday. This is Wednesday. It's going to be the big day for a lot of us. Wednesday is going to be the big day, and you can see that the people are hedging that we're actually not going to have any rate cut at all. 98% are saying that we're not going to have any rate cut at all again, which could probably, I could say that could probably make the markets go down as well. So Wednesday is going to be a rough one. There's a lot of fear out there as to what's going to happen. But again, I'm more focused on accumulating as much as possible. That's kind of where I'm at. And again, we talk about good news throughout just the crypto sector in general. A lot of great news came out today. I mean, you had the SEC commissioner come out here saying that tokenization can transform financial markets. So now you're having people come out here and talk about this. You're talking about you had Dave Sachs come out and talk about this. You had a lot of people coming out talking about why crypto can transform the financial markets. We talked about the other day about how a lot of people are like Brian Armstrong believes that the crypto is going to take over the financial markets. And now tokenization of things will take over the financial markets. When we say tokenization of things, I mean, you could tokenize your car, you can tokenize your house. There's so many things you can tokenize in this world, right? From a real world asset. Hbar had just announced that they're entering into the real world asset realm. I mean, I think that's probably the play going into this, is actually tokenizing things in the real world. I mean, we talked about that. NFTs were kind of like the first step to talking about really talking about tokenizing something, using an NFT for your license, using an NFT for your car title, like all that kind of stuff. So like when you start to think about this and like where this could all go, I start thinking about things like this. And now when you have the SEC behind this saying that they could actually see this transform the financial markets, this just shows you the power of crypto. It shows you where it's going to go. Again, we're the top 7% right now. And I think that this is, we're entering really early in on a lot of these. And so find those projects that are looking to tokenize things. Ripple, XRP, Hedera, Ondo. I mean, Ethereum's out there. There's so many. BNB's another one. There's a lot of great projects that are trying to move towards doing stuff like that. So like it says right here, tokenization is a technology developed that could substantially change many aspects of our financial markets. I look forward to hearing the ideas from panelists on how the SEC could approach this area. And it says right here, the Tokenization Roundtable was announced back in March and will be held at the SEC headquarters in Washington, D.C. The SEC announced the launch of the Crypto Task Force, which we all knew about. The group has been busy in its first month of service trying to create the frameworks for that of the stablecoins and just for the cryptocurrency and digital asset industry. So this is something that's going to actually work out really nicely for a lot of us here in crypto. Just realize that these up-and-coming cryptos, there's a lot of cryptos that are launching. And some of these new cryptos that are launching are going to play some they're probably going to have some kind of, play in this whole deal. I mean, I don't know what those cryptos are going to be, but the Hederas of the world, the XRPs of the world, the Ondos of the world, Solana, I mean, all these top cryptos are going to play some factor into this. So super excited about all that. Austin, how do you feel about Sui? I think Sui's great, dude. I actually like Sui. I mean, it's an up and coming blockchain. It's been out only a little over a year now. And I think that they have a lot of room to grow. And, when something that actually is fast, cheap, and is usable, people are going to use it. And I think that that's kind of this next run. You're going to see a lot more things being built on the Sui network. That's kind of what you want in all reality. So seriously, man, I'm tired of that dude at this point. Who are you talking about, Craig Beats? I might have missed something. I think that 2029 is the RWA cycle. You could be right, Craig. I mean, gives us about 4 years, roughly 4 years, the 4-year cycle to like really see, where the whole real world assets come out. But yeah, the real world assets and Hbar are going to be a big deal. I mean, you can already see. I think Hedera actually came out here and announced that they're going to be entering into the RWA side of things. I think NFT was practicing for sure. Yeah, NFTs were. I mean, when you start to like think about like what NFTs could actually be, I'm actually kind of excited for what I always thought NFTs were more valuable on the real world asset side than they were like holding a picture or like a thumbnail. So I think, yeah, that's kind of where I was at. Do you think May is a good month? Yeah, May usually is a good month. We can go back and look at the history of May. Usually May actually does pretty well. You go back and look at the history of Ethereum, look at the history of Bitcoin. And again, I'm not saying that the history is like the say all be all of them, but one positive thing about it is that like one positive thing about just a second, I'm gonna pull it up here real quick. Ethereum monthly returns. You can actually see right here. We can go back and look at Bitcoin's historic returns. So here you go. Just give you a little idea. So you can see that, I mean, we go back to the monthly returns here, and May usually is an okay month for Bitcoin. It's not always the greatest month, but I mean, it's pretty split. Usually it's about a 7.32%, so not that high. Usually April is the highest right here, and April actually performed pretty well for Bitcoin, right? Even this last year, up almost 13%. Now, if you go down and you look at Ethereum side of it, let's go to the Ethereum. Go into the Ethereum side of it, and you can see that May usually is a really good month for that of Ethereum, up 27%. Everything else, I mean, the next closest is April at 19. So usually May performs pretty well for Ethereum. Like, we could see that historically, but unfortunately, historically, nothing's really fallen in our favor this year around. On lunch break, checking out the Almighty Awesome. What's up, Filthy? Good to see you, dude. Yeah, hit that like button. Appreciate you, man. Hbar will be the #1 token I'll accumulate in the next bear market. Yeah, Hbar is looking pretty good. I like Hbar. I've accumulated a lot of Hbar. It's kind of like my up-and-coming baby. And I think that I just like where it's going. I think I like the hash graph. It's something very, very unique. And you need some uniqueness in crypto to be great in crypto. I mean, if you have the same old, you're not going to be unique in any way. And the great thing about Hbar is that it's very, very unique with the hash graph. So it's fast. It's secure. A lot of the positive things that you need when it comes to a blockchain. I think I'm just going to check back in 2030 on XRP. XRP is going to do fine, man. One positive thing about XRP and Ripple. Ripple announces a 25 million pledge to U.S. classrooms and teachers. I love this. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know if you guys knew this, but I did go to school to become a teacher. I just chose a different path after deciding not to do that. So I originally went to school and went through all my classes to become a teacher. I was going to do, I love history, so I was going to become a history teacher, but I ended up stopping that and not. So, but I do think that like teachers in classrooms, I mean, obviously, I think our youth is, unfortunately, here in the United States, I don't think we have the strongest education, but it would be nice to find some way we can actually make our classrooms better for our kids and the upcoming generation. So it's kind of cool to see this. I give the kudos to Ripple and to Brad Garlinghouse and all them for donating 25 million RLUSD. Again, it's RLUSD to the classroom. So you can already see some of that stuff coming here. So I kind of dig that kind of stuff right there for sure. So NFTs won't really come into play until the gaming crypto and metaverse take off. Yeah, I was more leaning towards NFTs and real world assets. That's kind of where I was at. Attaching an NFT that you could hold in a wallet is kind of where I was at. Saw that salary and said, man, F that. Yeah, the teacher salary. I wasn't really concerned about the teacher salary. I think my overall goal was to become an administrator, go into the administrative side of it, principal, assistant principal, that kind of stuff, be an athletic director. That's kind of where I was going with it, right? You have to take the steps up there. But just wasn't my part of the writings on the wall. It was just hey, that's not where I was going to go. That would have been a noble profession. I agree. I think it would have been great. You actually look like a history teacher. I can totally see that. Yeah, it was funny, man. I went to my first, again, not to get off subject here, but my first time. So I went to school and we had this history teacher that came in to teach U.S. history in college. And he came out of retirement. He's 85 years old. And he just sat up in the front of the class. It was a 2-hour class. It was a 2-hour class. We went 3 times a week. And he sat up in the front of the class and he just talked for 2 hours. It was the most boring history class I've ever been into my life. It was so hard to engage. It was so hard to and that's when I realized that's going to be me. That's going to be me right there, dude. Standing up there at 88 years old, giving out a lecture for 2 hours and just reading verbatim through the textbook. That's going to be me, dude. And I was like, I can't do this. So I ended up changing course. So that was kind of where it was. That was I saw the writing on the wall and it was that's not what I'm going to do. Everybody got a shout out at this morning's GMA. Oh, really? That's badass, Big Watch, dude. I didn't know that. That's cool. Economists have been 100% wrong on everything. Suddenly we want to believe them. Yeah, it's hard to say, right? You're just trying to look at the whole goal, AZ Nurse, is to try to take the information, try to look at the indicators and make the best informed decision. That's really what it comes down to. And I'm not going to sit there and say that we get 100% of it right. We don't get 100% right. But really all it is just trying to take the data and trying to match it up with the indicators and make the best informed decision for yourself whether you're entering into a market, exiting a market, whatever it might be. That's really what it comes down to. It's no different than playing poker. It's no different than playing. All you're doing is looking at the cards that are on the table and trying to make the best informed decision as to what you're going to do with your hand that you're dealt. And that's really all these are. That's like we look at every day, all the news, all the information coming out. That's kind of what we do every day. At least that's how I look at it. So, like I'm going to give you an example here. Here's the weekly crypto asset inflow for that of the digital assets. So we're talking ETFs, and 2 billion inflows last week. So you can see this is on a weekly chart. You can only move the comment out of the way. So this is obviously on a weekly chart down here. So 52 week being the last week of December right here. And then, number 1 being the first week of January. So you can see that the 17th and 18th week have done very, very well from the inflows. So we know that if there's good inflow coming in for the ETFs, we're going to probably have a nice little rally. So I do think the ETFs are a huge part of the success of crypto, which again leads back to why I think that XRP, Solana, all these other cryptos that are out there trying to get an ETF, those cryptocurrencies are the ones you want to be in, because when that ETF hits, those cryptos are probably going to bounce nicely, very, very nicely. Even Ethereum bounced nicely, right? Again, it didn't hit the all-time highs that we all thought, but it definitely hit the 4,000 marker. We were buying Ethereum back when it was $729 or wherever it was back in the bear. And I mean, a lot of people are making good money off of Ethereum. And it goes back to like right here. This is awesome, dude. This is the first time that Van Eck came out and actually issued a BNB ETF. This is the first time I've seen an ETF for BNB. So even BNB is getting some traction. And this is actually something that's pretty exciting. CZ retweeted this, by the way. He said Van Eck just filed for a spot BNB ETF. So CZ's out here retweeting this. ETFs are the future, because that's going to allow a lot more money to inflow into this industry, and for us to get to 7%, from 7% up to 60% of people in crypto, which is what we want, right? We know that 66% of the global population's in the financial market of the stock market. We want that same 66% of people in the crypto industry, and the only way that we're going to actually tap into that is through the ETFs. And so again, going back and looking at this kind of stuff right here, the inflows and the outflows of this kind of stuff is huge. And the more ETFs we get out there, XRP, Solana, BNB, Hbar, you go down the list of all the ones you love. And when those actually hit and create funds, because you can see Grayscale's coming out here and creating large growth funds, small growth funds when it comes to crypto, like that's when we're going to start really booming as a sector, like really, really booming as a sector when that money starts coming in. And so do you want to be the person that's waiting for all that to happen and we're already, up 300, 400, 500%, or do you want to be the person that's actually here going through the trenches right now, battling out the ups and downs of the volatility of the market and the good news and the bad news type of days, to know that, hey, I'm way ahead of the curve, and I'll be way ahead of the curve 10 years down the road, because when these ETFs come out and this inflow starts to happen, a lot of us are going to be making some pretty damn good money. At least I know I'm going to be making some pretty damn good money. I don't know about you, but I'm going to be making some pretty damn good money, and I'm pretty excited about that. So it's nice to see BTC sitting around the 94, 95K. Yeah, BTC hasn't really taken that big of a hit. To be honest with you, BTC has actually been super bullish through all this, right? I know it's been kind of flat, but I mean, in all reality, Bitcoin's been holding up really, really strong. Same with XRP. XRP's been holding up really strongly. Like I actually, kudos to both Bitcoin, XRP. They've been holding up nicely through all this. It's nice to see. Yeah, it's nice to see that. I wish that they come up with an NFT that could be used with the movies. Yeah, I mean, they do it all the time, right? You get a digital, even Ticketmaster right now. We go into the rain game, and you get a digital. Basically, you get a digital scanner, right? You just scan it. No different than a NFT. I mean, it's pretty much an NFT in all reality. And imagine if you just attach that to some kind of token, you'd be killing it right now. So. As you guys know, the markets are down because good old the markets are down right now. And the reason why the markets are down is because I told you Michael Saylor is going to come out and be purchasing a lot more Bitcoin. As you can see right here, he did purchase around $180 million worth of Bitcoin today. And it says bullish strategy has acquired roughly totaling 180. I thought he was actually coming out and buying today, but this is actually totaling this price between April and May 4th. So he's out here buying this at an average price at 95. So let's go back and actually look. Where is Bitcoin at? 95. Yeah, it's down to 94. So, I mean, he's well below his average right now for the Bitcoin that he's accumulated in the last couple of months. So, but you can see on the day chart right here, we knew that Bitcoin was going to come down. It was up here, it was tapped out up here. We knew that it was going to eventually come down. It doesn't mean that it needs to like drop drastically for the RSI to come down. It only needs to come down slightly, which is what it did. It came from 95,000 yesterday down to about roughly 94. So lost about $1,000, but this is going to come down. It's going to reset the bottom here, but the weekly is looking really bullish right now. And this is all I really care about right now is the weekly. So the day chart's going to come down, it's going to bounce back, and then hopefully around we get some good news on Wednesday and into Thursday, and we have a nice little rally back upward to continue this rally during this week right here, because this is actually the longest rally we've had. You can see right here, 1, 2, 3, 4. We have basically 4 weeks in the green right here, and we're already 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks in the green. Although they weren't as big of a run, they're still in the green. So it'll be interesting to see what this week plays out. And this week could actually be in the red. We could have a red week that comes down and fills up this fair value gap around the 90,000 mark, and we continue to play that out. So Wednesday is going to be a big week for us, or a big day for us. Sorry. It's going to be a really big day on Wednesday. Like I'm kind of excited, nervous, all that and above, because it's kind of like our Super Bowl, right? I mean, it's like a big game on Wednesday for us as to what the markets are going to do. At least for me. I mean, I kind of wait. I'm a geek. I'll wait for that kind of stuff. So what's up, Art Caffeine? Good to see you, man. We want XRP to be controlled by Brad Garnhouse. Maybe, yeah. What's up, Gilbert? Good to see you, bud. I think the government knows these crypto bills are going to wipe out a lot of useless crypto. Probably will, Heath. I'm okay with that. Why Ripple holds most of XRP, it's just kind of how it's all played out. I use AR more than anyone I know. Really? You use a lot of AI? Most people don't even know why. Yeah, I probably don't even know what that is, Adam. Because Ripple is the smartest company in the world. They're doing their thing, that's for sure. Michael Saylor should have a team of 20 interns earning BTC. Waiting to see if this... I take 2K by Hbar XLM. Hopefully the market is still in the red. We'll probably have some more volatility here. You know what I mean? Well, Ripple acquire Circle for 10 billion. No, it's way more than what Circle's even worth. I mean, if you give them more than what they're actually raising for an IPO, you're saying that it's worth more than what they're saying it's worth. It just seems kind of crazy to me, right? If Circle's coming out here saying that they're worth $5 billion in terms of value, because that's what they're going to try to raise for an IPO, and then you're going to come out and give them 10 billion. That's wild, dude. I don't know why you would do that. That makes no business sense to me, to be honest with you. But again, that's just me. If Austin solved the problem live, I would have cried. Oh, you're saying the math equation that Adam put together there? Is that what was there an equation they put out there? What Y equals B? Yeah. Austin, you use it every day when you look at charts, brother. No, I get it, but I just when it comes to the actual math itself, I don't. That's too far into it for me. So invest more in Hbar and XRP. I have a mortgage over $70K to pay. Damn. I mean, that's kind of where my investments are. Quadratic equations is what supply and demand is based upon. Yeah, I get that, but I just don't use the quadratic equations. XLM essentially goes to zero if Ripple buys Circle. Yeah, it's going to be wild. I don't know what's going to happen with X. I mean, you'd have to integrate that somehow. There'd have to be some kind of integration with that. So we saw that. This is kind of crazy. eToro. I'm not a big fan of eToro. You guys know that. I'm not a big fan of eToro, but I mean, they plan to raise $500 million through a US IPO, so they're even filing for an IPO. You're going to start to see a lot of these crypto companies come out and file IPOs. I mean, obviously, Coinbase set the bar. Robinhood set the bar for these IPOs when it comes to crypto. Now you're going to have companies like Ripple. You're going to have companies like Circle. Now you have eToro. You're probably going to have a lot more of these companies come here and do these IPOs around crypto. I'm on board with that, dude. I mean, if that opens up the door for more exposure to crypto, like send it. You know what I mean? I'm not a big eToro guy. I don't use eToro. Never have, never will. Just not my. I just don't really care for. It's kind of like. Maybe do you guys actually use eToro? I just want to know. Does anyone here on the A team actually own or use eToro? What's wrong with eToro? I'm just not a fan of it, dude. So you got to think the reasons why eToro. If you're new to crypto, I can understand why you jump on board with it. But if you've been here, you realize that eToro has had a history with people getting hacked. You've had massive amounts of bridging issues with eToro. So previously, eToro just had never been it's kind of been like. I don't know what the word is, dude. I don't want to say it, but it's just not been like the top tier exchange that you want to like go sell your crypto on. Is using eToro. If you're using eToro, you're done. I can't yet, Marty. I don't know how to say it. Like it's hard to say. It's just not like the upper tier of exchanges. Like I feel like it's probably risky, super risky, and it's just not my thing. So that's probably why I wouldn't do. But it is bullish for crypto. It is bullish for a lot of what we're doing here. And I thought it was cool. I was actually thought it was super cool to read this morning that eToro is going to be filing for a US IPO. Now, whether that gets approved or not, I don't know. How much XRP Ripple will put in escrow? They usually put about 80% back into escrow. They take 20% and they use it to fund whatever they need to fund. I think that's kind of the going rate at this point. You're a noob if you use eToro. I'll let you guys say it. I don't know how else to explain it like nicely. I'm not dogging eToro. It's just not my style of exchange, I guess. I don't know. I heard in the past that X was partnering up with eToro for crypto payments, but not sure how true that was. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think they're going to use eToro. I'd be shocked. I'd be absolutely shocked. I have the intelligence. I just don't have the money. Yeah, dude, I'm with you, bro. We're all intelligent in our own way, right? You know, some people are really good with numbers. Some people are really good with other things. Like, you know, we all have our own intelligence. It is kind of funny how that sort of plays out, right? So that was cool. This is really cool with the filing. I was actually kind of pumped to see that. This is really cool right here. India offers 0 for 0 tariffs on both auto parts and steel from the United States. This is actually really good. If they come to some agreement here, this actually came out. Washer Guru put this out there. A lot of people were talking about this India trade. This would be huge for the United States to get their first trade deal done with India. India obviously is a big part of what we do. And it sounds like they have reached some form of deal right here. We'll see what happens. But I mean, if they reach a 0 for 0, this is the whole goal. Is that like, hey, if you zero tariff us, we'll zero tariff you. This is like exactly what what's his name on CNBC said. God, what the hell's his name? I just forgot his name. Kevin O'Leary. Kevin O'Leary came out and said this. This is the whole goal of the Trump administration, is to bring a 0 for 0 tariff. Like, that's the whole goal. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Are you worried about XLM at all? XLM's okay. XLM's kind of like, I don't talk about XLM all that much, but XLM's good, dude. They're still out there doing their thing. They're still out there. They're going to do some person-to-person payments. They're going to get some partnerships and things like that. And I think XLM will do just fine. It's just, for some reason, hasn't fell into like, I still hold a lot of it. I just don't talk about it as much as like I do Hbar and other ones. So Ripple should partner with Pure Wallet. Dude, I think I'm super pumped. So I actually meet with the Pure Wallet team. We're going to go over, obviously I'll be there for the Bitcoin conference. I'll be there for at least one day at the Bitcoin conference. It'll be the first day. I'll be Tuesday. I'll be there all day Tuesday, and I'll probably be leaving the next day. So I'll only probably be at the Bitcoin conference for one day. But I'll be down there with the Pure Wallet team. And I'm actually really excited for it, dude. I know I keep saying that, but I think that there's just a lot of use case for it. And it's going to be the whole new user interface comes out. I just got an update. So the new Pure Wallet update that's coming out here, let's see. It has Sui, Hbar, BNB, XRP, Solana, and they actually installed the Binance exchange inside there. And so right now it's being tested. So hopefully this next update, we have all that in there to include being able to use their dApps for any of the meme coin stuff. So yeah, kind of cool how far Pure Wallet has gone. They accept people for their talents, not their flaws. True. UKs are changing a few rules in crypto. In the UK, the FCC approved here. Oh, really? I didn't know that, Paul. Quant's good, dude. I like Quant. It's just such a slow mover. It's just not as sexy as the rest. I mean, I hope Trent doesn't hear that, because Trent would probably speak differently. But I mean, yeah, in all reality, it's a lot. I think it's good. It has its value, but it's just not as sexy as the other ISOs right now at this point. What's up, Regina? Chuck Norris crypto transactions. You guys are crazy. So this is cool. This is obviously, we need this first deal out here. I wanted to play this for you guys. I was watching this last night. This is exactly where we're at. And this video should pump you up. I'm going to play this video for you. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but I'm going to play this video for you and just listen to what he's saying, and just realize this came out at the Dubai, the blockchain for life in Dubai, or the blockchain, what was it? 2059 or whatever it was that they had over there in Dubai this last week. And so this guy comes up here and he talks about this. So this is relevant news. This is all exactly where we're at right now. And so I'm going to play this for you guys, because I think this is exactly where my mindset's at. And I want people to understand. Sorry, I got to share the tab here. And I just want people to realize that this is exactly where we are. And I think it's super beneficial to hear from other people exactly where we're at and where we could be. And so here we go. We're going to play this out and go from there. So Here we go.
Our cycle top indicator is a long way away from anywhere. In fact, we're at very subdued levels, much like we had in 2013 before the largest bull run of all time. Now, I'm not guaranteeing that, but I'm just saying, probabilistically speaking, things are very positive going forwards. I see no reason for any fear. Finally, the fabled banana zone chart. The construct is the same. It's not a mystery. It is a repeat of the debt cycle. They are rolling the debts. They are doing the same thing. Each cycle is not to do with a halving cycle. Nothing.
So that's the whole goal here, is that they're rolling the debt. It has nothing to do with the cycle. So the 4-year cycle is based off the rolling of debt. And so the rolling of the debt will always stay to the 4-year cycle because of that, which again goes back to this, the banana zone of what this guy's talking about, and how every 4-year cycle will have a banana zone as long as we have debt. So here we go.
Nothing to do with any of that. It's all driven by liquidity cycle and funding of debts. Each phase, we get phase 1 of the banana zone, banana number 1. The corrective zone, banana number 2 comes. Another correction, banana number 3. So this is the banana zone. So that's what happened in 2020, 2021. Off we go. Sorry, that was 2017, which again looks very similar to this one. That was the last one. Here we are now. It can't be clearer to me. I've shown you the macro evidence, the technical evidence, the sentiment evidence. Everything here suggests to me that hold on to your hats. Don't fuck this up.
He said, don't F this up. I love that part.
Don't lose control of your tokens. Don't use leverage. Don't get your wallet hacked. Just sit with it.
So that's what he said. Don't F this up. Don't get your wallet hacked. Don't mess around with leverage. Just buy and hold. Okay, buy and hold. Don't F it up, right? All you gotta do is just sit here and chill. Just chill, okay? And here's what's gonna come.
Be careful. Don't get FOMO. Do all of the right things, and we will go up to the next phase of correction zone. That's going to be harder because the next one that happens, we'll have a 35% drop, and you'll all say, "Is it over?" And you'll definitely be sure it's over. And everybody on Twitter will tell you it's over, and it won't be over. By our work, we suggest that because of the elongation of the business cycle, because rates were higher for longer, the forward-looking liquidity suggests that, again, probabilistically speaking, without any guarantees, this whole thing goes into Q1, maybe Q2 of 2026, which would align with Trump's, trying to win the midterms as well. So everything's lined up for us. I think it started. So keep the faith. We're nowhere.
There he goes. There you go. You have another person out here who's showing all the data, showing all the lines. So there's obviously a video before this that's showing how everything is lining up to be perfectly where we're at. And so again, just chill out, guys. That's all I can say. Just chill. I get that the ups and the downs of the days can be dreadful. I get that, I've been holding for a long time. I mean, when XRP started pumping, I was so excited, dude. I get that that sucks to go away. And I get that a lot of people bought the top, but just relax, just chill, just accumulate as much as you possibly can at this correction phase. You know what I mean? It's just another correction phase. I'll go back to the zones here, right? We're just at a correction phase right here. Correction phase number 1. Then there's going to be a correction phase number 2, along with what they call the banana. This is the guy's banana zone thing that he talks about here. But everything is suggesting that we're going to be at the top of the zone come Q2 of 2026. So he's even pushing it further down the line. I was saying Q4 of this year that we're going to start to see this. He's saying Q2, Q1 or Q2. So he's a whole 3 months ahead of me. But doesn't matter because we know that here by the end of Q1, at the end of Q3, Q4 of 2025, we will probably be in correction zone phase 2 right here. And then we do know by probably Q1 going into Q2 of 2026, we will be at the top of the banana zone based off what this guy said. He talks in the banana zone. So that's what he's basically saying here. And I couldn't be more on board with that. So yeah, I'll share this video with you guys here because I think it's super. I think it's just super impactful that you guys see that the history of these things continue to evolve, and it has nothing to do with the liquidity of it, it has nothing to do with just the 4-year cycle or the halving or anything like that. It has everything to do with just the debt cycle and the liquidity and everything like that. Here, I'll post it into the chat here below, and you can watch that video. I think it's super cool to watch. And yeah, it is legit. The banana charts. I liked it. He always had the bananas on. I was like, all right, I'm bored with that. The connected wallet option on PO is still not there for me. I bought a decent amount a few weeks ago, Now I can't through a Pure Wallet app and the pre-sale website. I'll show the team in Vegas. Okay. So the connect wallet option on Pure Wallet is still not there for me. I bought a decent amount a few weeks ago, but now can't. Oh, really? So have you done like a hard restart, Crypto Keeper? And you could do it, try to do it inside the wallet and see if you can purchase inside the wallet, Crypto Keeper, Joel. And if you wanted to, you could actually upload that wallet, your wallet into you can actually do it all inside the wallet now. The new update allows a lot of that stuff to be happening inside the wallet. So everyone hit that like button. Yeah, I appreciate that, dude. BTC holds its price into Q1 though. Yeah, very well could, right? We could see it continue to bounce up. I mean, yeah, each YouTuber tends to get tunnel vision. They, as a group, AuzSOME isn't discussed here, but everyone would be nuts not to own it. Aerodrome. I don't know anything about it, dude. Zero tariffs equals keeping income tax. I'm sick of BTC. I hold it holds on purpose. Probably the math stops mathing, which is it. I think the math is mathing right now. I mean, personally, I think it's mathing nicely. But again, we're gonna have. I mean, the daily side of it's gonna be rough, right? I mean, hanging on daily. I mean, that's the hard part. Is we come on here and we talk daily, right? A lot of the stuff I bring out here is daily news. We're working through the daily ups and downs of crypto, and that can get exhausting, right? But the goal is to try to look on the long term side of it, right? That's why I try to talk on the week side versus like the 4 hour. Like when we're doing some day trades right now, the market's too volatile. Like I do some day trades here and there. You guys know that I do some day trades. Looking good, right? We can see already here that the golden cross happened. The 50 went right above the 50 went well above the 100 and the 200. So things actually look pretty good back here on this date if you wanted to follow this. Again, looking back right now, we're going to probably find a zone now. Let's move this above here. We're going to probably find a zone now where this comes back and retraces. And, you know, we could get back down here with Bitcoin, back down to the 89,000, which is what I told you guys. We can get down here to the 89,000. Same with XRP, right? I mean, we go back up here, we find the zones. If you want to go from here to here, we're probably in a nice little buy zone coming back down here in this area. Let's go back to this one. This one's telling us, yeah, look at that, dude. We're right in between the 215 and the 210 marker. So I actually kind of like where these charts are at. We'll have a nice little bounce back, specifically, especially because of the weeklies. Looking at the weekly chart, just because you're a multimillionaire still doesn't mean they cool with losing money. What Raul says is true. Buy and hold, simple rules. Yeah, I'm with you, Paul. I think buy and hold is the best thing to do. That's me personally. I'd rather just buy and hold. I remember 2022, the prices was still pretty high early on, Q1 and Q2, if I'm remembering correctly. Yeah, dude. I mean, Q1 of Q2, yeah, we were still pumping. We had that was like the meme coin craze, right? 2022, Craig. That was like when the meme coins hit. That was the meme coin craze of the markets. That's where people were really getting wrecked, is right around that time frame. So yeah, pretty wild. People were expecting there to be a major bounce back and didn't really realize that we were on the cusp of a major collapse with FTX and Luna Classic and all that stuff. Hold till you die. Well, that sounds like Sailor, dude. Tell me your best Chuck Norris joke. Oh man, there's been so long since I've had Chuck Norris jokes. There's like the one, I don't know if it's the best one, but the one I remember the most is like Chuck Norris doesn't do push-ups. He pushes the ground down. Like Austin, day 10, I quitting smoking and buying $15 a day. I mean, damn, bro, that's cool. Congrats to quitting smoking. That's not easy. Y'all need to get your families in. I need exit liquidity. You're like, hey, dude, you got to jump in on this. That's funny, dude. That's too funny. But yeah, XRP is looking good. Hbar looking good again. I mean, we come back. The charts are looking very similar. I mean, you can go back and look at these charts. Everything on this last quarter is looking the same. Look at this is Hbar. This is XRP, same exact chart. Look at Bitcoin. Same exact chart almost, dude. Like everything's pretty much following the same trend right now in terms of where it is and where it's going. So when you really pull back on XRP's chart right here, we're in a really good area. This is accumulated nicely here, even on the 4 hour. Let's go to the day chart. You can see that the 50-day EMA is trying to work its way back above the 100-day EMA here. So this is actually looking good. The RSI is coming down. Let me move Craig out of the way here. It's moving down. The RSI is going to come down. We're going to probably bottom out right here, and then we'll have a nice little bounce back probably. Hopefully here, we'll probably get back down on the day. Hopefully hit back down here around the 4 or 5% mark. which could come down even further here, probably at the bottom of this. We're still in a good buy zone right now if you're looking for a swing trade. Anyone who bought the last little swing trade on this little area made a nice little return. But yeah, this is a nice little retract. I mean, we're on what, a 4-day, 1, 2, 3. We're on our 4th day of a downturn here. Usually we have a nice little bounce back. So tomorrow and or Wednesday, this could actually happen. So you think Bitcoin will hit 250K by December 2025? I don't know if 250 by December. This year has been kind of weird, right? I mean, probably if the tariff discussions weren't being had, I think that that's kind of where we're at. I mean, I'd probably be up there, but yeah, I mean, I could see us falling anywhere. I'm hoping anywhere from this 130 to 175 by middle of December. You know what I mean? Like that, or towards the end of Q3 going into Q4. I'm hoping up here, and then we'll have a correction. Like the guy said, we'll probably have a correction again, which would be a 35% correction. So let's just say that, like, let's just hypothetically say that it gets to 130 here, and then we have a 35% correction. That puts us back down to 85,000 again, right? So realize that game's going to be had. They're going to go up to 130. It's going to drop back down 35% for another correction to then make the next leg up, right? Or you come back and you say, okay, it goes up to 178, which is, again, when I went through and did my math over here, the 178 is kind of like, we're like, okay, that's kind of where we had it. 250 is kind of like the end of the bull run. Like that's the top of the banana zone of what he's talking about. So, maybe it comes up here and we hit a 35%, which would put us right around, he said 35. So it puts us right around 114. And then we get to 250 by the end of that banana zone. So go back to what he was saying here. Let's go back and show you the digital. We can go back. Let me make this larger here. Oops. So you can see here's the banana zone. So this is probably like right around the 180 marker. And then I'm hoping that this is the 250 marker. Right here, we're right here right now. We're going to bounce back up here, which again will probably make some pretty good returns. And then we'll be right here, which is about the one, like I said, anywhere from probably the 150, 170 zone. And then this is the 250 zone. So that's kind of where I was at with it, to be honest with you. If I had to project. Crypto has made me want to pick up smoking again. Hit the like and subscribe for us. I appreciate you, XRP Bandit. Never heard of Bitcoin. What blockchain is that on Bitcoin? Dang it, I'm way late. Morning, Austin. What's up, Scott? Good to see you, buddy. Appreciate you being here, man. Crypto's made you want to smoke again. That's funny, dude. So I need a good day to chew on. Come on, Dave, step up. What's up, Jimmy? Best tips for the first bull run? I think patience is big. I think if I had to give anyone advice back to when I was in bull runs, patience is like super key. And then, yeah, just trying to find, just being in good cryptos, dude. Don't be in meme coins that are going to crash. Don't be in meme coins that have chances for liquidities getting wrecked. I just find some good cryptos and be in those. I think you'll be in a lot better scenario at the end of the day. Yeah, don't panic. Don't FOMO, and definitely don't panic sell. Yeah, try to play the game as much as you can. Everyone knows the silver spoon fed. Are the tariffs a distraction? You probably. I mean, people are. You got to think you go back. There's so many footages out there of every presidency talking about this, right? You had George Bush talking about tariffs, didn't do it. You got Obama talking about tariffs, didn't do it. You have Trump coming out here. He did it for the first time in 2016. He tariffed China. Then you have Biden coming out here talking about tariffs. He kept the tariffs from China, and he talked about more tariffs, but he didn't do it. Then you have Trump coming out here who's actually now following through with the tariffs, and people are losing their shit. And it's dude, over the last 25 years, every president has talked about tariffs. Now you have the one president who's actually doing it, and everyone's kind of lost their crap over it, dude. And it's we knew everyone who it wasn't like he was not talking about this on the open trail going into his presidency. Everyone knew that voted for him, knew what he was doing. So you can't be too upset, especially if you voted for Trump, because he actually came out and said that that's what he was going to do. So everyone's like, man, what an asshole. I can't believe he's coming out here and tariffing everyone. It's well, dude, he actually said that on the open trail. That's what he campaigned on. He literally campaigned on that. And so, now he's just following through with his campaign promise. Like, so I don't know, some people, but there are people out there like, I didn't vote for Trump. I didn't vote for the tariffs. So I get that. But America spoke, they wanted it. Now they complain that they got it. It's just wild, dude. That's like the typical Washingtonian where it's like, it's raining outside. They're like, man, it's so cold. It's raining. And then they're like, I can't wait till the sun comes. Then when the sun comes, they're like, God, I can't believe it's so hot, dude. This is so ridiculous. I can't wait for it to be cool down. And it's like, dude, you were just complaining literally like 3 weeks ago about it being rainy. And they're like, that is literally like the Washingtonian mentality. And like, that's how America is. They do the same shit. He also told everyone that he would be tired of winning from day one. True. Trump would pump the markets if he wanted to, right? He has the rates to be cut. I mean, the rates are going to be big. Tariffs are super sensitive. Many don't understand it. They are probably sensitive, dude. I think that people, you don't know. We don't know anything until we try it. And what if it actually works? And then people are gonna look back and go, shit, dude. They just don't want it to work. They don't want tariffs to work because they don't want it to be, they don't want Trump to succeed, right? There's a lot of people out there that want Trump to succeed, and that's fine. So they're gonna use anything that they can to throw at them. It is the same. If Kamala was in there and she wanted to tear people, there'd be the Republicans throwing ammo at her as to, why this wouldn't work. I mean, that's just the political game of it. So I don't even sweat it. I'm like, hey, man, in the long-term scheme, I look at this. I go, okay, you guys can play your games. I don't really care. Because the chart continues to go up year over year over year over year over year. And as long as my money's in there at these good levels, I don't really care what goes on, because every chart I look at from an investment standpoint over the years has gone up, right? My investments have gone up year over year. You want me to prove you again? Okay, we don't have to do Bitcoin. We can go over here and we can look at the Dow. We could look at, any of the investments over here, right? Okay. Look at year over year over year. This has continually gone up. I mean, so it's like, I'm not even sweating it, dude. I can care less what's being said inside the White House or what's being pushed down there. Because the charts are out here telling us that no matter what, the markets will continue to go up. But the back and forth of them and the massive manipulation instead of targeting approach or what frustrates. Yeah, I would agree with you, Sol. I'm not saying that there's not frustration to be had. There's definitely frustration, because some people get caught with their pants down. Some people get caught, buying the tops and stuff like that. So it definitely can be exhausting, right? That's what it is. It creates exhaustion. Because it's like one day it's like, yeah, next day you're like, oh, next day you're like, yeah, next day you're like, oh. So it's like this up and down, it's like emotions. It brings a lot of emotions into it. So you always tell it like it is, and I can respect. Yeah. Well, I try. I just give my perspective. Some people definitely do not like my perspective, but it's okay. I do agree with the idea that Trump should have done a surgical slow rollout by going in like a bull run. Yeah, you're right. I mean, he kind of just was a bull he definitely is a bull in the China store, dude. Like, yeah, that's kind of what, I guess that's his style, is just being a bull in a China store. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. New Caspa Crescendo launched today. Really? I did not know that. Yeah, right? Serious? Zoom out and all will be well. Yeah, when in doubt, zoom out. Trump is live right now. Is he live right now giving a speech? Hell yeah. Give that speech. How are you highlighting people's names? You just click on them. I just click on them like this. Boom. It pops up. So sometimes I click on them, sometimes I don't. Ferdinand the bull in the China store. Yeah, I'm talking about, Moist Mike. It's exactly what it is. Where is Fan? I think Fan is cooking. She's cooking something right now. That's where Fan's at. I smell something. I smelled something earlier, and I was like, oh, she's out there cooking something. She's always cooking something, dude. She's on it. But yeah, when in doubt, zoom out, dude. I think we got a lot of positive things still coming here. I'm not even sweating it, dude. What he did with the tariffs, super sensitive. Man used a baseball bat. He did, dude. He went to town, dude. You rang. There she is. You rang. It says the reports there's no reply button. Oh, really? What you cooking? Who was looking for me? Who was looking for you? Moto A-Team was looking for you. She is always listening. That is true, dude. That's kind of creepy in a way. I will always listen. He says, I walked into China's house. I ordered. It smelled so good. You're funny, Adam. Copy name, then at. Oh, yeah, you're talking the at symbol. Yeah, you could at them. Yeah, exactly. Like, so I'd say like at. There you go. At, it'd have to be at ASMR fan. You have to type in her name. Good to see you, man. Nice to see you live. Hit that like button. I appreciate you, Jason. Good to see you, buddy. Yeah, Quant looks good. Yeah, Quant's legit, dude. Quant is a top player, man. I'm not gonna sweat. I mean, Quant is it's a slow mover. It's down pretty good. I mean, compared to where it's traded before. I mean, Quant's a good one up here. I mean, it's ranked 69. This thing used to be ranked in the top 20s, and Quant's down. Obviously, this thing went up to 157, down to 80, so it's down about almost 100% where it's at right now. But I mean, you could see, and this thing in the height of the bull run, and again, there hasn't been. I'm pretty sure their circulating supply, because market cap was pretty high. Yeah, you can see it was up here almost to a $5 billion market cap. Their circulating supply has not been added. Their circulating supply has actually stayed the same. So the chances of this getting back to a $5 billion market cap is pretty high. I mean, because nothing's changed from their circulating coin standpoint. So right now that peaked out. We know that was roughly $400 for this. So that could actually be a 4x from where you're at right now. A 4x from where you're at right now, and Quant could very well do that because there's been no added circulating supply to it. So it's their max circulating supply being at 14.88 million, and right now it's circulating about 12 million. So nothing's been added, nothing at all, and it really is not that bad of a looking chart. So this thing could actually reach up and do some pretty good numbers. It's just a slow mover, dude. Yeah, we got Trent in the house here. Trent's our main guy here. We got Selmo coming in. Remember, for 9 months. I know you've been longer than 9 months, and I appreciate you as always, dude. Happy Cinco de Mayo. A-Team, yeah, appreciate that. Happy Cinco de Mayo to everyone here. We got Taco Mondays today, so we'll all be eating some tacos, celebrating with some Coronas, maybe some margaritas. Doesn't work from here. Needs to be a reply button. Oh, okay. Just picked me up an e-bike from the shop. An e-bike, huh? Raining today and the next few days, so won't be able to use for a while. Oh, damn. Get down low and hit the Quant. Yeah, exactly. It's supposed to be really nice here in the Washington, dude. We got let's see. We're sitting pretty today, dude. I mean, we got 70-degree weather today, 76-degree weather tomorrow, 62, 63, 72, 68. I mean, like, we killing it for the warmth here this week, dude. I'm excited for that. So Quant is a great buy under $100. I agree. I think Quant's a good project, dude. I've held. What's crazy is I bought freaking God. I didn't buy it. The A-Team made me buy it. I'm gonna blame the A-Team. The A-Team made me buy Gala, dude. I put out a poll. When did I put out that poll? I put out that poll. I don't remember what it was. I was like, do I buy Gala or do I buy Quant? And everyone's like, buy Gala. I went and bought Gala, and it was like, it did its thing. I didn't lose money, but it was like, went up like 2, 3, 4, 5%, and like Quant like freaking went up like 100, like 2x, and I was like, seriously at all those. I was like, gosh dang, and I'm like, don't FOMO, I don't buy on green candles, but this thing just kept going, dude. Quant just kept going. I was like, I look back and I kind of chuckle at that. I crushed last summer on a power fly. Utah has rain. Thanks a lot, Austin. Oh, Utah is raining. Damn. Utah is usually actually pretty nice right now, isn't it? You should have bought Quant. Yes, I should have bought Quant. That was my one. I look back on that day and I go, damn. But yeah. But all right, guys, I'm going to be hopping off here. I'm going to get out and enjoy the sun. I'm going to go for my walk, get my walk in for the day, and then debate on whether I put out some content or not. What should I do? Should I put out some content today? I've been debating whether to make videos, make shorts. I don't know. I get conflicted sometimes. I'm like, I just regurgitate everything I just did a live on. I go and make videos on. Some people ask me for them. Some people don't. I don't even know what to do. I'm like, you know what? Maybe one live a day is good. Maybe I should do a live at night. I don't know what I should do. Just kind of here enjoying life. So thanks, Austin. Yeah, I'm going to try to have a good walk. I bought it in 2002 right before I found this channel. I was actually riding it and I took a break. Oh, yeah, Trent. You're talking about Quant, right? Give your take on the circle situation. Yeah, I could do that. That'd be a good one, Irish Tiger. All right, you too, Toolbox. Appreciate you, man. But yeah, with all that, I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. Hope you guys get out there, touch some grass, enjoy the sun or rain or whatever you got going on in your atmosphere. So with all that, I appreciate you guys being here, kicking it with me today, and we'll see what happens. So with all that, love you guys a ton, and we're out. Peace out, everyone.